here on ANC, the ABS-CBN News Channel.
Ipasa na po natin ang National Land Use Bill.
No less than the President in his first State of the Nation address pushed for the passage of the National Land Use Bill. A land use plan is a blueprint of a city or municipality. It is a guide for government to orderly dispose the land and classify these as for agriculture, residential, commercial, industrial, open space, or a reserved green area like forest lands, swampland, river, or lake. With this, a city or municipality is able to sustain and manage a growing population, provide shelter and feed its people, and adjust to the evolving environmental landscape and climate change. Several bills are pending in Congress to create a national land use policy. The question is, how soon can lawmakers pass the measure and finally provide a comprehensive guide map for using the Philippines' limited land and water resources?
With the growing population and the degradation of our environment, land use has become an increasingly important issue. Food production, human settlement, and identifying protected areas and industrial zones should be in the forefront of government plans. How will concerned sectors work with the government in ensuring that our land is put to good methodical use? Our question, what should government prioritize in land development, agriculture, residential or industrial lands? You can join our discussion. Text us React space ANC space with your name, address, and message. Then send to 2331 for Globe, Touch Mobile, Bayan, and Sun subscribers, and 231 for Smart and Talk and Text subscribers. And send us your tweets at twitter.com/ANC alerts, and be a fan of Talkback with Tina Palma on Facebook. With us, Environment and Natural Resources Under Secretary Manuel Herochi. We also have, joining our discussion is JB Garganera. He is the National Coordinator of the group Alianza Tigil Mina. You got that right, Tigil Mina. We also have lawyer Alson Garcia of the Comprehensive Land Use Plan Now, or CLUP Now. We also have Dr.Andreas Lange. He is the National Resources Governance Chief Advisor of the German group GIZ, which has been advocating substantial land use. And we have Dr. Jaime Cura. He is the he's the Chief Executive Officer of CREBALAND. It's all gentlemen here. We were supposed to have the Akbayan party list representative, but she's very busy, but we hope to get her on the line. Okay, so maybe this is the first time people are hearing about national land use. Or even the bill. We've never heard about it until now when I started to read about it. Who can tell us about this pending bill, the land use bill? Yusek.
Thank you, Tina. What I can discuss now is the draft executive version of the bill that we are trying to propose, or the President is trying to certify as a priority bill. The bill basically contains there are current land use policies in different laws now. They're all incorporated into that bill. However, the conflicting policies or the conflicting areas of these policies are being addressed by the bill on how to settle conflicting uses. Then there is an introduction of the sustainable development, economic social development principles in land use planning. So that is a very substantive viewpoint that will be put in the land use policy.
In the National Land Use Bill or
Yes.
National. How? Why? How was it done before this National Land Use? The local government was doing their own land use plan, and other government agencies were.
Well,
What was
land
the
use plan-
confusion that led to the creation of this National Land Use Bill?
The confusion is that in every laws that we have, agricultural, land reform, urban settlement, has their own principles and policies of land uses. Then the local government was asked to develop their local land use plan, using as much as possible also local viewpoint in the land uses, but also considering all existing land uses. But in all those policies, in the independent laws that we have a lot of conflicting. Who takes precedence over what use is not an issue in those bills. Now, this land use bill will have to settle this up as a people, because in the bill now is the extensive use of public consultation. People now must decide as a community what are the priority uses of lands based on principles that are being laid in and policies that are being laid in the bill.
Okay, you represent, is this the mining sector?
Well,
Or are you the community that wants to be a watchdog for the development of mining industries?
okay. Our alliance is a group of communities and organizations that is challenging the mining policy of the government. And this challenge was rooted because of the magic word that Yusek Hirochi used. There is a very significant amount of land conflicts. And I think the interesting part here is that one of the confusion that may have resulted from this conflict is we have a very dated land classification, what you say, like 1930s, our land classification, and
But
the original map.
in this National Land Use Bill that's being talked about, that is there and has not been even discussed, includes mining, the
Yes.
mining
because
area.
from what I understand, there are four.
As one of the special
The Constitution talks about 4 land classifications. There are forests, agriculture, mineral reservations,
And aqua?
and
Protected
and
parks.
protected
Parks and
areas.
forests.
This does not include water resources.
There should be either under protected resources or under
They are
forests.
protected in forests.
And forests.
These are rivers.
Yes, and the
yeah,
lakes,
okay.
especially if they're under forests.
Okay. So your group now, your interest as a legal arm of this coalition, is that how you are in
Yes.
this discussion?
We are in a campaign to help the passage of a national land use policy. This has been going on for almost 20 years already, because we see that there is a need for the government to exercise its role in rationalizing the use of land, because land has a social function. It's not just a commodity where you can buy from the market. It has an effect on the food security. It has an effect on the lives of other people, like the environment, the cultural connection with the land. So government has to step in and try to manage
Even
correctly.
if there are tracts of land owned by private individuals or corporations,
Regardless whether
regardless
it's private
of whether
or
it is
public,
private or it is public,
government has a
must
role
develop.
in regulating the use, and also in how to control land being degraded or being used for efficient uses, ma'am. So the concept of sustainable development has to come in, because we are not just using land for our own generation, but we should think also of what the future generation needs.
Yes.
Because we have limited.
So if I have 1,000 hectares of land and it's